One detail in the Louis Barry deal explains why it is happening at all. Simon Wilson. The sporting director who watched the winger thrive across 3 loan spells at Stockport is now the man signing him for Sheffield Wednesday. And this is the clearest example yet of recruitment built on first-hand knowledge rather than a scouting report. Sam Byrne of the Manchester Evening News reports Wednesday are set to sign Barry permanently from Aston Villa, with a moderate initial fee and sizable bonuses tied to future promotions. That structure is worth pausing on. A club under financial constraints pays little up front, and Villa only collect meaningfully if Wednesday climb. The risk is shared, and the incentives are aligned with exactly what the Owls are trying to do over the next 2 seasons. The talent has never been the question with Barry. A former Barcelona academy player, 23 years old, a goal-scoring winger who can move inside, and a player Hull City were prepared to pay £3.5 million for only last summer before their financial package collapsed. When fit and settled, he has been genuinely destructive at this level. His late-season appearances for Stockport on the way back from a major leg injury were encouraging enough to accelerate this pursuit. The doubt is just as specific. Barry has thrived in one place. 3 loan spells at Edgeley Park produced his best football. The spells at Hull, Sheffield United and Salford were underwhelming by comparison. And the Bramall Lane stint was cut short by the serious injury he is still working back from. A player whose peak has only ever appeared in one environment is a bet on recreating that environment. And this is where the Wilson connection stops being a nice detail and becomes the core logic of the deal. The man who ran Stockport when Barry flourished believes he knows what conditions produced that version of the player and that he can rebuild them at Hillsborough. There is also a small piece of redemption in the timing. Wednesday lost the race for Colchester's Kyrie Lisby to Reading earlier in the window, so the winger slot this deal fills was a known gap with a recent failure attached. Responding by landing a player of Barry's ceiling permanently on club-friendly terms turns a lost race into an upgrade. The injury history means expectations need managing through pre-season, and the head coach will have to reintroduce him carefully rather than lean on him from the first weekend. But if the striker search also lands, Wednesday's front line starts to look like one built for an automatic promotion push rather than a scrap for the playoffs. Stockport, notably, chose not to bring him back a 4th time. Wednesday are betting the version of Louis Barry that terrorised League One from Edgeley Park travels across the Pennines with the sporting director who knows him best.